Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new, hello and welcome to my channel. So today I decided to paint another animal subject and animal subject. So I'll be painting a duck, a baby duck, and a baby duck, or a duckling. Not a baby duck. So I'll be linking in the description box below the reference image for this painting tutorial. I'll try my best to relocate the link to this image because it's been a while since the time I downloaded this image from copyright free website. So I'll do my best to search it again. So as you can see here, my canvas is already painted with some turquoisey color. It's because it's an old painting of mine that I don't like anymore. As usual, I always reuse my canvases, especially for tutorial purposes. So this background color is the color that I actually want for this painting. So I suggest that you use the same background color. It's just a turquoise color. If you don't have the turquoise color, just mix your phthalo blue, sap green, and then white. And that's basically it. As you can see, it's the dried color here. That's the paint that I use in doing my background. So let me tell you the colors that I'll be using for this painting tutorial. I have lots of titanium white, burnt sienna, mid yellow, or cadmium yellow, black, and that's it, guys. We'll be using some turquoisey color later if I need to adjust the color of the background, but I'll tell you about that later. So let's begin doing this painting tutorial. So I'm still thinking if I'll be doing the background first. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the background first. So the colors that I mentioned are the colors that we'll be using for the duck. But for the background, again, we'll be using some turquoisey color. If you don't have that, you can use your sap green, and then phthalo blue, and then white. So I'm just getting some phthalo. All right. Now let's make some adjustments. Let's do the background. Okay, I'm going to adjust this area to make it more light. I'll be getting my white, my green, and then my phthalo blue, like this. More white. I'll be adding tiny bit of burnt sienna just to tone the colors. Let's begin now. I'll be adding a little bit of green. This is the waters where the duck is swimming. Right. Okay, I'll be using the same color. We will be making it more detailed later. But for now, let's have a general idea where the ripples are gonna go. You know, I'm still not yet done with the commission piece that I mentioned in my previous video, but I decided to do a tutorial today because the painting is already 95 or 90% done, and I don't want to focus so much on doing the same painting in 1 week. I've been doing that for actually 2 weeks already. It's a commission piece, and it's quite large. The size is 4 feet by 3 feet. So I'll be posting the picture of the final painting once it's done, posting it on my Facebook. But for now, that's all I can say about that painting. I want to do a tutorial today. All right, like this. So basically that's it. Now I'm gonna sketch the subject because the light colors are already there. It won't be hard for me to apply the light colors once the subject is already here. I want to avoid painting over my subject. So I'm gonna use my burnt sienna in sketching it. Maybe add some black. And then I'm just gonna sketch it. All right, this is very rough. This will be very rough, and we can always change the subject's shape and details later. For now, let's have an idea where things are gonna go. As I told you guys, I will be making some adjustments as I go, because now I'm already correcting some things here. Okay. All right. I think my duck is quite big. But it's alright. I really am into painting large subjects. Alright, so that's basically the duck. Alright, now I'm gonna get my black. And I'm just gonna identify already the colors of the body of my duck. This is of course the underpainting. This is not the actual color that I want. Right, like that. For the beak. Alright, now I'm gonna switch to my square brush. I'm gonna underpaint this one, and for that one I'll be using some burnt sienna plus mid yellow. Here. Alright, that's basically the underpainting for the head of the duck. The baby duck, as I called it earlier. Okay, and then I'll be using some darker browns for the rest of the body. So burnt sienna, tiny bit of yellow and black, like this color. It's a little bit dark down here. There's not so much of a difference from the underpainting on the head, from the colors of the body. but we're just going to make it a little darker. All right, and for the rest of the body we will be using more dark colors. So I'm getting my black, lots and lots of black paint, some burnt sienna, and let's underpaint. It's almost black, but again, we're not using pure black. We added some burnt sienna here. This is just for the underpainting. Again, guys, as we go on, as I paint, I might see some things that need to be corrected. So bear with me if you need to revise your sketch, because I really don't trace my subject. I eyeball everything. Definitely the chance of committing mistakes when it comes to proportion is very likely. But it helps me see things correctly. Alright, so this will be the underpainting. I think this is the first time that I'm painting a duck, at least for tutorial purposes. Yeah, I've painted a duck before, but that was for myself. It was an original painting based on a photo that I got from where was that? I think that was Amsterdam. Yeah. When I visited the Netherlands, I took some photos of a duck that I saw there. But today I'm doing this for the first time, tutorial purposes wise. And then using black, I'm just going to sketch the mouth right here. Just trying to correct. Correct it like that. And I'm going to make the beak a little longer. I think it's quite short. Yeah. Okay, so we've basically underpainted the duck. Now let's go back to doing the head or the face of the duck while we wait for the rest of the colors to dry. So using a smaller brush, I'm gonna get the same color, the black brown mixture, and then I'm gonna color this part of the head. I will make some adjustments. All right. Okay, using pure black. Let's just use pure black this time. Let's create some detailing right here. You can use a more pointy brush because mine is not that pointy anymore. The brush that I'm using is quite ruined. That's why it's not that pointy. Alright, again, I will make some corrections. Using the underpainting for the underpainting color for the head, I am just gonna delete the excess paint. like that. Okay. Okay, using black. All right, and then I'm gonna darken. All right, like that. Okay, now I want the underpainting to dry. So I'm gonna go back to the waters. Let's go back to the waters. One of my favorite subjects, as some of you already know. Let's go back to the water. So using the same mixture, the blue, the green, and the white, let's go back and try to do a second layer of that color right here to create more light effects. And of course to correct some areas, because I thought I will be doing a smaller duck, but then it turned out I made a bigger duck. So let's work with what we have here. Okay, I think this is good. Okay, slightly brush this area with some of that color. Now I'm getting some green, okay? I'm going to get my sap green like this. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of yellow to make it a little bit yellow greeny color. And then I'm gonna water it down to be able to apply down. Okay, I'm gonna apply more white. Okay, make it a little more greener. I mean more green, like this. So I'm applying some dark greens right here. So to make your green dark, just add a little bit of black. I think I need to get a glass of water. So while you're looking at the painting, I'm just gonna get a glass of water. Yeah, because my throat is feeling itchy already. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of green right here. Okay, I think the underpainting for the duck is already dry, but since I've already started doing the waters, let's just continue. I'm gonna apply a little bit of dark greens here and there. Okay, like that. And then I'm gonna wash my brush out. I'm gonna go back to the waters later. Let's move on to, or let's go back to the main subject, which is the duck. I think the underpainting is pretty much dry. We can actually put on some layers already. So I'm gonna start with the beak, and for that, okay, I don't know why I got white paint. So since I already have the white paint here, I'm just gonna use it. All right. Okay, now we're going to start with the beak, and for that we're going to create some gray color. I'll be using my white and tiny bit of black, like this. I'm gonna add tiny bit of blue, all right, like this, just tiny bit. And I'm gonna use that color to highlight the beak. All right, like that. And then I'm gonna get my brownie yellowy mixture. Okay, like that. All right. Okay. Now let's go back to the face. I'm gonna get my yellow. And I'm not really using my brush. I'm using some dabbing strokes. I'm using my fingers to create that natural fur effect. Then I'm gonna use my white and yellow mixture right here. Like that. Okay, I think more. And then maybe here. Okay, I'm going to get my burnt sienna. And I'm going to make some, the same effect, the same technique, the dabbing technique, but I'm going to use a different color, and that is burnt sienna. Like that. I'm gonna get my white, and I'm going to highlight this part. Okay, I'm gonna use the same technique over here. Let's create some feathers, feather-like strokes like this. Okay. I'm going to add some dark browns. And then some black right here to make it more dimensional. All right, like that. And then I'm going to add some dark brown colors. So just get your black and brown. And then I'm going to use the tip of my brush to create those feather-like brush strokes on the head. Yeah, like that. Make it quite random. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of white. All right, like that. And then I'm gonna use the same color to apply some feathers. Right here. And then same thing goes right here. Okay. Just use the tip of your brush in doing this technique. And then I'm gonna add more white to my black. To my black and brown, I mean. And just create those feather-like brush strokes. Very light application. Don't press so hard on the canvas. Just imagine as if you're dusting over your canvas using your paintbrush. Right, like this. And here as well. I'm gonna get some brown and yellow. So just mix your browns and yellows and apply it quite randomly on the feathers. All right, Okay, now I'm gonna get my black. Just get your black. Using your black, use the same technique. Okay, this will give it more depth. Just go in between those already created feathers using light colors. This time you're going to apply dark colors to give it some depth. Okay. Also here, just darken underneath the neck portion. Okay, we haven't done the eye, so using pure black, just color this area. All right, like that. And then I will do a little bit of correcting. Like that. So I just corrected the shape of it by thinning this line, and then going to correct that. Yeah, like that. Going to get some white for highlights. Then on the eye, I'm just gonna allow some white paint to kind of highlight this portion of the feathers. I'm not really painting it. I'm not really painting over it. I'm just kind of glazing it with white to highlight it. And I'm gonna go here. Okay, I'm gonna get my black. All right. We are using black. Okay, now I'm gonna get some light brown. I'm gonna get my white and brown or burnt sienna. Let's go and create some highlights. I might use my palette knife, okay, for this. So get ready with your palette knife. I will probably I mean, most likely I will use it. All right. Get your yellow. And using yellow, just highlight. Like that. Okay. So here. Alright, I'm gonna get my dark brown. Let's go back. Alright. Okay, now let's make some tiny bit of reflection. It's not really that obvious from the image, or I think it can be seen, but I think I will do a little bit of reflection. So I'm gonna get my black. Now I'm gonna get my brown. Okay, and then black again right here. Okay, I'm gonna get tiny bit of yellow. Right there, maybe here as well. And then some browns. All right, like that. I'm gonna get some pure white. But I'm gonna add some water. Okay, and here a little bit of greeny, bluey color. Okay, I'm gonna get my yellow. I'm gonna apply it right there. And another hint of yellow. Like that. Okay. Now I'm going to glaze white. this area. Again, I've been lightening this portion to create some perspective. So I'm gonna use my white, water it down, and I'm just gonna glaze it with that color. Now don't be scared with this step. You can easily paint over if you mess up. Going to add tiny bit of black to kind of gray the color. Like that, okay? Like also here. Okay, now I'm going to glaze also, as well, this area, pretty much dry. Very carefully, just glaze it like this. Like that. Then using pure white, going to add a little bit of highlight. Okay. And also, I'm gonna glaze it here, the space here. Okay, I'm gonna glaze the beak a bit. And also here. Also here. All right. Now I'm gonna get my black. I want to create a little bit of separation between the water and the duckling. And some details on the feathers. And a little bit of dark browns. Okay, now I'm gonna use my palette knife to create more details on the fur. Oh no, not on the fur, on the feathers. I'm gonna use the back of my palette knife. I'm gonna dab onto my brown. And then my black. Where's my black? Tiny bit of black. I think I already ran out of black. I'm gonna add tiny bit of yellow. Like this. Alright, I'm gonna try to use this. Okay. I'm gonna go and follow the shape of my duckling. I added a little bit of white. Okay. Alright, and then using my ordinary brush, I'm just gonna get my yellow. And of course, some light browns. So using the light brown color, I'm gonna use my palette knife, okay, and I'm gonna apply it on my duckling right here. Okay, and I'm gonna get more black because I already ran out of black. Using the back of my palette knife, I'm gonna dab onto my black in the same manner that I did when I did the feathers. I'm gonna use that to create depth. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of brown. Not really pressing too hard. Okay. And then some white for highlights. Here. tiny bit of white on the head. Okay, I think I need more yellow. Right here, and I will correct this area. It should be part of the water, not part of the face. So using the turquoise color that I have here, I'm just gonna delete that like that. Okay, like that. Let me check. This is so nice. So nice. I'm gonna get some yellowy colors. Like that. Okay, some black just to redefine the beak. Like that. Okay. All right, and I think I'm gonna fix this one. It's kind of weird. So again, using the turquoise color, just straighten. I'm gonna straighten it a bit. Yeah, like that. It's a little more straight. Okay, and then, yep. Oh, this is nice. I'm gonna get my black again. To create more depth and dimension. All right, and I think I already lost the highlights. Let's bring it back. Highlights. Some browns and some yellows. I'm going to make this area quite dark. I don't know, guys. I think I'll be using a little bit of orange because I feel that it needs a little more orange color. So I'm gonna get my orange. So tiny bit of orange. So I'm gonna use that color on some areas on the face. And here. Okay, also here. And here. Yeah, I really like it with the orange. Let's go and create some depth. And tiny bit of detail right here. Okay. Some light browns. Oh, that's too much. Light brown detailing. Right. Let me check. Yeah, this is nice. I'm gonna glaze again using white. Some areas in the painting, gonna get some greens right here. All right. Okay, very lightly, and then using white. This area. And a little bit of here. Okay. I'm gonna lighten a bit. Yep. Oh my gosh. Again, I'm gonna lighten. Oops, that's too light. I'm gonna lighten the reflection. All right. All right. I think this is good, guys. What do you think? I think this is done. Of course, you can always go back to certain areas and do more detailing, but I think basically I am done with this painting. Generally, it's done. The subject is already there. Yeah, I think this is done, guys. If I won't stop, I won't stop obsessing. All right, so I think I'm gonna sign this now. My duckling. I'm gonna use my black to sign right here. Okay, and I think we're finished. So I hope you enjoyed watching this one. If you're not painting along with me, at least like this video so that you will get to access this video when you're ready to paint along with me. And subscribe to my channel, don't forget that, so that you get updated when I upload new videos. So I think this is done, my first duck painting tutorial. See you in my next video, guys.